What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your boy Floyd with AZ in the know. What's going on with y'all out there? What's up? What's up? Yes, as y'all can see, I am here by myself. Yes, but it's all right. It's all right. We still gonna have a good time. You know what I mean? Nah, but Larvell, he's on his way. He just running a little behind. That's all right though. But yeah, we gonna go ahead and start this thing off though. This is AZ in the know. Make sure y'all tune in every Saturday between 5 to 7 on Icon Radio. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's get that happening. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your nephews, tell your uncles, tell everybody out there that AZ in the know is on the air. You know what I mean? Hey, and check this out too. Hey, I want y'all to go ahead and go to azinknow.com. Check out the website, you know what I'm saying? And then what else is it? Go to our Instagram, go to Facebook, go to what else is it? Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Go to our social media. And also check this out though. Check out what else do we got? Man, it's so many. It's like listen to our podcast on what is that? iHeartRadio. What else is it? Man, Spotify. What's that? Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. Yeah, man, check us out. Yeah, but yo, check this out. I wanna talk about this right quick. Sometimes cause since Larvell be here, he take the steering wheel and he's doing his thing. Hey, but since I'm at the steering wheel right now, at this very moment, let me go ahead and do my thing right now, okay? But let's check this out though. All right, now I'm gonna talk about the Senate, okay? Because the U.S. Senate was talking about how what's that? Mitch is supposed to be doing a bill, the pandemic relief bill, the for PPP funds and all that. All right, so that's supposed to be voted on next week, right? Next Wednesday. Now, come on, y'all. I mean, really? I mean, it's like they're voting on a $300 billion coronavirus relief bill. Okay, what is that going to do? That's just going to he wants it to what is this? Let's see. Yeah. The package is just supposed to be for payroll protection and it's in the PPP, right? So the payroll protection, the paycheck protection program. Okay, that's the standalone bill. Okay, that's the only thing they're pretty much voting on. Okay, now what about us? We still need some funding. We still need help. We still got people out there that is on unemployment. We still got people out there that, looking for jobs. We still got all these people out there. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, help us out, And I mean, you got these jobs, these business, this corporation, these companies and stuff, lagging, because of the pandemic. They had to, do some changes and all that stuff just to make do, and the government is playing slow-footed and stuff like that, and they don't want to, really help us out, so that we can get ahead, stuff like that. They talk about they want us to get ahead, but what are they doing? It's like, dude, if you want us to get ahead, if you truly want us to get ahead, then help us out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? It's like, what do you think about having the government, play tit for tat, you know what I'm saying, on your livelihood, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the worst. That's the worst thing right there, man. I'm like, All right, so, but yeah, and then on top of that, okay, you know how Trump was talking about telling Mitch to go big or go home, and then Mitch is like, he ain't studying, Trump because he like, whatever, he don't care what Trump is saying, it's just like he runs it all, so he like, well, we gonna go ahead and do what we gonna do over here, and he just gonna let Trump do his thing over there and stuff. So, but I don't know. This is one thing that it's not adding up, because they supposed to stick together, but this point on, it's like they're not doing that. So that's the dysfunctional family over there. you know. So, but yeah. So, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about how they playing with us like that? I mean, that's whack. You know, I know it's whack. It's whack. But all right, off of that. Okay, off of that. Okay, off of that. Now, now we have. All right, I want to. Okay, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. Now, all right, so we got the Black Panther, right? We got Chadwick Boseman, right? Okay. Rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace. Now, we know that the star had cancer, colon cancer and stuff, and he was fighting that for about a few years. But right before he had passed, he had got married, right, and stuff like that. And now his wife, okay. Now, wait. Well, before I say that, now Chadwick did not leave a will before he passed. Okay, so now when he had passed, uh, since he didn't leave a will, his estate goes into probate. Right, it's a probate case. Now, okay, so now his wife is taking it to court and stuff like that because since he didn't have a will, then she pretty much don't get none of that none of his estate. So she's taking it to court so that she can get be over that and all that stuff. But now, what do y'all think about that? Okay, what do you think about that? If you had a spouse or significant other that passed away and did not have a will, and what do you think about that? How would that coincide with that? Are they are they um are they like, oh man, like are they like having the point that they don't know what they doing over there, or what is it? What is it that what is it? You know what I'm saying? So y'all get back with me on that, all right? Y'all get back with me on that. But I'm gonna take a little break right now, cause yeah. I'm gonna take a little break right now. All right.
All right.
You know, you know.
Welcome back. This is your boy, Larvell S. Witt. I'm finally in the building.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's
Better
okay.
late than never.
That's right. That's what I was telling them. You know, hey, I said I'm here by myself, but it's okay because Larvell is on his way.
Oh wow. He think he got some bars. He think he got bars.
Bars.
But what were we talking about? I think we were talking about what, Boseman?
Boseman, yes.
Gots to do your will, people.
Oh my gosh, it's like that's very important.
Gotta do the will. If you're not doing the will, obviously you're gonna be in the same situation. I can't talk because I need to do math, but I ain't got nothing.
But see, that's okay. That's understandable. That's very understandable. But at the same time, it's better to do it though. You still have to do it. I mean, because it's like even though you don't got a dime to your name, it's one of those things that okay, yeah, I don't have nothing, but hey, it's gonna change. So might as well do the will. And then once you start to acquire, then you can just add it on in there. So
right? Yeah. I got a whole infinity I can get someone. You know what I'm saying? That's about it.
Oh, well.
Like I got my heart.
Hey.
Which one of y'all ladies want to take it?
Uh-oh. They're going to request y'all. Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah, Chadwick, he wind up, right when he had died, he didn't leave a will. Okay, his wife is going to court to take possession of his estate. And
they should just give it to her.
I mean, it should be automatic.
Because they were married, even though I think they were married maybe a month or two before.
They were. Well, yeah.
I don't quote me.
Well, no, they married 5 years before.
Oh, 5 years before.
Yeah,
I thought it was like right before.
It was right before, but it was like. No, they were together 5 years.
Yeah, because it was like right before I think he was about to pass, and they got married. Mm-hmm. But they got married, so automatically that should just go to her.
It should. Any other body would say that unless his family is trying to put that into a play. Gotcha. It's like, well, you just got into this family, so we'll give you about 1,000, and then we'll keep the rest. So I don't know. I think, but on the flip side of that, I do think they should, give it to her though. They should.
So, yeah.
I mean, yes, they didn't have any kids.
Together.
Right. So that might be a little thing right there. That's why they're trying to hold that over her head too. So.
But Dr. Dre though.
Oh,
Dr. Dre though, he wound up coming up though. Like he had receipts for real.
Oh man,
he had. And my thing is, he let it play out in the media. Like, yeah, y'all go ahead, play with that a little bit. Oh yeah, y'all go ahead, think, saying this, that, and the other. Not only did she get nothing, it was like the judge wound up. I got to go back to the post, but
she's getting investigated for embezzlement.
Yeah, that's what it is. She getting investigated. I was like, ooh, he should have just shut up. You know what? I guarantee whatever she was getting was gonna be a whole lot better than what she about to go through now.
Cause wasn't it the 1.5 million?
It was something like that. It was something. I'm gonna have to go back to the post. All I know is she went from getting at least something to she ain't about to get nothing. Like, you stupid. And you been stealing money.
Right.
But they say like $24 million or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that. No. It's including $350,000 from the company business account.
Oh, $350,000.
This was back in August.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about Trump when I'm thinking about that 20-something million. So it's like 20-something million is sitting in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Trump. But yeah, she ain't too far from it. She ain't too far from it. This is what I'm afraid of.
What's that?
I know me and you have talked about this before. Mm-hmm. I'm legitimately afraid of it. Just for like situations like that, when you have even situations like Prince, mm-hmm. When it comes to the estate and things like that. But on mine, it's not so much that. It's like, being single. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about it earlier, being single. And let's say, like now, Ladies, I ain't got shit. I ain't got that to give you. I ain't got that to give you.
You only got 2 quarters to wipe
I
it.
ain't got that to give you. But we are working on some things where things, may
it's
may
gonna change in the near,
we're working on some things.
Very near future.
So my thing is, being afraid of getting into a relationship afterward, like after you
after them came up.
Yeah. And then it's like, do they really want you, or are they there for your money? See, like all this before, it's like, girl, you don't know who I am now. You don't know what you about to miss out. But I don't.
There's a friend of mine. Man, I haven't seen this cat in years, but he had ran into Kanye. Okay, and they ate, they sat down, they ate, and all that stuff like that, and he paid for the meal.
For Kanye,
he paid Kanye's meal. Yeah. And this is a cat. I mean, he ain't balling like Kanye, but
This a family member of yours?
No, he's just a friend.
Just a friend?
Yeah.
So I think I seen that post. Is that something that you posted or liked or commented on? Cause I think I seen that post. Some dude was with Kanye. And they're talking. Yeah, I think I seen that post.
Yeah.
Huh. You always knowing somebody. Who else? Who else you related to? Like I seen some type of message in the AZ and a no Gmail, or was it on Facebook? It was something talking about, hey cousin, I want to come on the radio.
Oh yeah,
like, here cousin. Come another famous family member from Floyd. Like y'all don't understand how many famous family members this dude got. Like who else?
Nah, but yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, but my thing is, I don't want to, sit here, get successful, and then she come around, and then now I got to worry about, well, you're just here for the money, so if the money run out, if something happens, you're going to leave with it too, huh?
Prenup.
And that's what we learned from Dr. Dre.
Prenup.
No, you got to do it in a way like he did it, where she didn't even know that there was a prenup. She signed something. What did he have her sign? See, he a little slick little something. If you did not know that you signed a prenup, like, yeah, no, there's a prenup. Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing though. It's like, I mean, if you want to protect everything you done built up, and then somebody come after the fact and everything, then I mean, they have pretty much, if they really want to be with you, then they will do it. They will sign it.
Yeah.
Because that tells me it's like, okay, they want to be with me. Okay, they don't want to be with my money. They want to be with me. So, but
ladies, better jump on this wit train.
But on another part of that though, you have to see it too, is that they're gonna want something for just even being.
You can have my heart, ladies.
They're gonna want something just for being with you.
With all the love and affection. Slow walks on the beach.
But still,
Saturday nights you can have a bubble bath.
They're like, well, I'd rather take the 5,000.
Right. Just take the money. Oh no.
Oh man.
I was gonna say whatever happened to Melania. But now she's come out. She done said some things. I was about to say, man, y'all all talking about Trump. Where Melania at? But my thing is, I'm still questioning the fact when they said that Barron, the son, got COVID, but had no symptoms, but had COVID, but now he doesn't have COVID. So it's like this whole thing with the COVID and that Trump family is really questionable and shaky.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about the young man was positive for it,
but he had no symptoms.
But it was, but then they did say that you can have it, but then have no symptoms for it. So that is possible.
Oh, okay, and you just had to go through none of the symptoms, but you had it.
But you had it.
COVID this is why we need better leadership from the government, because we just don't know, and that's the scary part about it, is we don't know, and everybody think they know, and nobody really knows nothing. And then you got all the crazy conspirator Republicans and crazy conspirator Democrats, and everybody got their own judgments. And at this point, it don't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat. We need leadership
for the American people.
Who's gonna do it? Who's ever gonna do it better? Is Biden the best? Can't say he is. Is Trump the best? Hell. But it's like, which one of the lesser evils, are we gonna ride with right now? So it's like, hey, right now I'm jumping on the Biden train.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to, it's like it was a Republican that said this, which was crazy. I was watching this on the news earlier, that a blue tsunami is coming.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Blue tsunami is coming. It's a shame that we had to say that. I mean, I love it, but the reason why I say that is because it's like the shift of power changes every couple of years, and no matter what, out of all the shift and changes and who's in power, and the Republicans control this, the Democrats control this, what's in it for the black community? So that leads into what I really want to talk about.
There it is.
I was leading.
There it is.
I was leading up. I was just like, there's a method to the madness. Yeah. Ice Cube. Everybody's mad at Ice Cube right now. Ice Cube.
Now, why is that?
So, Ice Cube, is a part of, or one of the people, I guess, whatever, wrote the Platinum Plan, is behind the Platinum Plan. But then they say Kanye actually wrote it. I'm not sure how true that is. All I know is Ice Cube went to not only the Democrats, but he went to the Republicans, whoever was in charge, basically, and said, hey, look, we need to have a conversation about the African-American community, because no matter who's in power, what are you guys going to do for us, basically? So many words. Ice Cube, now we know, come on, my people. Come on, my people. We know that Ice Cube has been down for the cause for a long time. Ice Cube has been the forefront not only of music, TV, film, everything he touches basically is gold.
Right.
He has been a figure as far as politics, not like on the level of everybody else, but the fact that he actually goes and talks to these people. He he wants that legitimate conversation.
Right.
So everybody talking about forget Cube trying to side with the Republican. No, he's not. He hasn't endorsed anybody.
Nope. Ice
Cube ain't endorsed nobody.
I just see that he's just doing that just to help the people out. Help the black folks out. Trying to get what we should be getting.
That's it.
And come to find out, is it going to really work? Is it really for us though?
So Diddy don't like to be outstaged. So this guy's going to try to sit here and start a African American party. Now, it's one of those things. I gotta get the breath in first. My thing is, yes, I'm all for having an African American or black party per se. But is that something really good we should be going after? Is that something we should really be worried about, is starting our own party?
I would say more so of, if you start a party like that, I would say what does that party contain of? What is it for? What are they going to do? What is it? What is the whole reasoning behind the whole the black political party? What is that for?
You know what? That's what I want to know. What are you going to do with a black party? But, it's like Trump going into power, and then now you have Diddy. Now, unfortunately, Diddy has ruined a lot of lives and ruined a lot of money, but he's smart in the same token. He's smart. Smart in the same token. So that's what I'm talking about. I think it would be a good thing, but it can have some drawbacks and flashbacks. And
oh yeah, it's gonna have a.
No matter what, we need to be smart about our next move, because this time period right now is important. It's like we have one important election every 50 years or so. There's one election that's going to be the turning point of how society is going to go for the next 20 or so years. This right here is that election. Whatever we do now, we need to make sure we do it right.
That's always been the case. Anything we do, I would say we want to do it right.
But now more than ever.
More than ever.
I mean, we have people in power that don't even know if they even got tested for COVID. See, okay, yeah. Trump has stated over and over again, over and over and over again,
Right.
that Sleepy Joe has dementia. Joe has this. Joe is not fit. I can't even say that without laughing. So the person that's not fit for office is telling somebody that's already been in a position that they're not fit for office. Like, I still can't believe he said that. Trump said out of his own mouth that Joe is not qualified for the position to lead our country. You're talking about Vice President Joe Biden is not qualified to lead this country. Wait, say it again with me. Vice President. Okay, let's make sure we say it right. Former Vice President Joe Biden is not qualified to assume the position of President Joe Biden.
You know,
I'm just saying.
You know, it's funny because you hear that, but then you go back to Trump and how he will be on stage talking about, you know, put the Bidens in jail, or they're
Crooked
not,
Hillary.
Right.
He's still talking about Crooked Hillary.
What does Hillary got to do with this? I'm not understanding that. What does she have to do with Biden and Trump?
Not a damn thing.
I thought it was Biden and Trump campaign.
Right?
You know, but it's
Somehow.
Biden, Trump, and Hillary.
Hillary, you know, Crooked Hillary. You know, he loves to talk about Obama.
Oh man.
He can't get Obama out his mouth.
You know?
Everything is Obama's fault. He's still talking about Obama, like, bro.
See, and that's what
The last 4 years been all you, bro.
you know what I'm saying?
Last 4 years been all you, bro.
See, you know what? This is just somebody that feels like they have to put their energy on somebody else to take, so that
Narcissist.
But see, that right there will get the people to stop focusing on him and focus on like a Obama or a Hillary and what they're doing and everything. So everybody start focusing on him.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. He's trying to shift the blame game and say, oh, well, ooh.
But, I mean, that's been all 4 years he was doing that. Never took blame for nothing. Man, that's crazy. But then, what was that? What was that? Okay. But yeah. You know what? I want to go back to that Diddy one. Now, with the Diddy one, now he was, you know, Diddy was talking about, where is it at? Okay. That's what it was. When they said that Diddy had came under fire over the summer for telling people to hold the vote hostage.
Yeah, I wasn't about that either. I do remember that. I wasn't about that. I'm not going to hold my vote because a lot of us did do that the first time around and we got Trump.
Right,
So
exactly.
We need to make sure and I love have you seen like all the images lately of everybody voting? I mean, I don't care if you vote Republican or Democrat. I mean, I really do. But, you know, because it's a radio show, I don't care if you vote Republican or Democrat. I love how many people are just out voting.
You know, and this is a record-breaking history number of votes. You know, and it's like, wow. I'm like, why is it, well, I understand why people are doing it now. But I mean, this stuff like this should have been happening, because I'm pretty sure if this same turnout would have went 4 years ago,
we'd have Hillary. Hillary would have been president. So,
yeah.
But you know, I think this was like a reality wake up for America to make sure that you get out there and vote.
Yeah.
And this was like 4 years. That was like a trial period for getting people into politics that should not belong in politics. I think this was a test of that 4 years.
Yeah.
And I think it really showed us that, look, we up really, really bad. So, you know what? I'm going to make sure that my vote counts. But my thing is, how can you still vote for a person? Let's take politics out of this for a second.
Okay.
The man owes $400 million. $420 million. The man, who does he owe this money to? He owes this money to somebody. So you want someone to lead you into the promised land, but the man is 70-something years old and owes $420 million. Like, he can't even run his own stuff.
Okay. Now, when you said that, go back to the point when he said that before that he did not owe any money because he paid his taxes millions of dollars.
He ain't paid no taxes.
Now, just recently, he said that he does owe $421 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just barely recently. From when he back then, that's what he was like telling he didn't owe nothing. He was all good and all that.
But we know now he ain't got no choice but to say it.
You know, it's like, but see, I keep
know.
forgetting her. Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like we shouldn't even be in this situation right now. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't even be talking about. We shouldn't even be having fact check for a debate.
All these fact checks. What is up with that?
I've never been in a time period where we have to fact check anyone in power. Like, I mean, I'm glad they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our reality now. Like, let's make sure we are fact checking the president. Like, where'd they do that at?
Well, I went to Circle K and I got a bottle of Gatorade, and it was 99 cents. Fact check: the Gatorade was $2.49.
Right.
You know, like, man.
So
they fact checking everything.
We need to make sure we're looking at everything. You know, like how Trump says. You know what? What did he say? Hold on, I had a screenshot of it earlier because I wanted to come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
What's that? Well, yeah. Why are you looking for that one? One of Kentucky's largest newspapers endorsed Mitch McConnell challenger Amy Mcgrath. That's her name, Amy Mcgrath.
Amy Mcgrath.
Yeah, that's the one who was running against McConnell.
Oh yeah, man. So you got Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, and Donald Trump all up for elections this year. Yeah. If we can get all, and it's looking like all three's going to be out because the guy going against Graham, he's a newcomer.
Yeah.
He's African American.
Yeah.
Man, he is giving Graham the business right now.
He is.
But Graham has already put his foot in his mouth. You know, you heard what he said last week at the Amy, what's her name? What's her name?
Barrett.
Yeah, they're trying to get for the confirmation. He basically, in so many words, said that it was better when we were in segregation.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, paraphrasing, but yeah. So you like it better in the conservative days. Yeah. Conservative. You see, a lot of people don't really know what that word means when you say you're a conservative or you're a liberal.
Give us an education.
So, you know what? I'm glad you said that because what struck me was when Amy said that she was an originalist. You know, it's like you really got to think like, wait, originalist, what does that really mean? Wait, conservative. So we're dealing with a judge that liked to be things original. And then you got the senator or even the Republican Party that consider themselves conservative. Well, conservative means to conserve something that has happened before. So you want to conserve a time period that was when America was great.
Come on now.
Now, liberals, which Democrats are about, you know, liberal, meaning, you know, progressive liberals. How are we going to change things in the future? That's what progressive. You're being progressive. So that's why we call ourselves progressives or liberals. You're trying to progress to something else. You're trying to go to the future. But you got the Republicans that will consider themselves conservative. Conserve what? A time period where we couldn't drink from the same water fountain? Ooh. Conserve a time period when we cost $500, and that was for the good stock. that was for the strapping young man.
Come on now.
Yeah, so what are you really trying to conserve? Because a lot of people don't realize there was a shift. Because the Republicans love to say, well, we're the party of Abraham Lincoln. You know what? You were. That was were. That was a time period when the Republican, which was Abe Lincoln, you know, did more. How Trump say, I've done more for the African American community. No, sir, you did not. Abraham Lincoln did, and Lyndon B. Johnson did. And Lyndon B. Johnson was definitely a racist.
Yeah.
He was all out racist, but it's called politics. And politically, what he did politically was, obviously great for him and great for us. Did he want to do it? No. Did he have to do it? He did. So those are the two people I could say probably did more for African American the community than anybody else. And then starting Reagan, that's when everything started to go in a downward spiral. Just the Reagan era, all stuff like that. But anyway, back to the conservatives. So it was a shift at some point. Because you got all the African American, if you look at history, a lot of your first African American men were all Republican. They were all Republican. None of them were Democrats because they gave loyalty to who was loyal to them, which was Abraham Lincoln. He started the movement. So you had all these Republicans. Well, at some point there was a shift because there were people that were running for office. And one guy in particular, he stayed in power until 2003, I think, when he died. Ooh, I forget his name. But he stayed, he was a senator all the way until 2003. This same guy, mind you, this is 2003 that this guy was in power. He tried to run for president way back in the 60s. The 60s. And this is another point in the shift where they were like what you call it, Dixiecrats. That's what it was, Dixiecrats. Those are the original Democrats. You gotta remember this. They were considered Dixiecrats because they were at one point trying to hold on to racism or hold on to black slaves, but not so much slaves, but keeping us down in so many words. However you want to say it, keeping us down, keeping the African Americans down, keeping them segregated. But they started to notice that they couldn't do it under that banner. And they started to notice that since a lot of the Republicans were in the South, they figured a way that belt, the Southern belt, where they can get a control of all of the Republicans down there. And they started to notice that the Republicans were starting to have more of that I shouldn't say new, but old way of thinking. So they figured, you know what, let's control this area and become into power and see if we could do it that way. So that's where the shift happened, where they all started to jump ship from that to become Republicans. And that's why now you have a whole lot of racist Republicans.
And that's today's 101 history.
It's a lot of it is paraphrased. But a lot of at that time, a lot of African Americans started moving up to the north, moving up to Chicago, moving up to Detroit, and a lot of them were Democrats. So guess what? Since they felt the Republicans did that shift on them, switched, and they felt betrayed. So you know what? We're gonna start with this new Democrat. We're gonna start with the Democrats. That's why you have a whole lot of black Christians or African American Christians. Or a lot of them are Democrats, and you have your white Christians, and a lot of them are Republicans. It's crazy.
That's the way it grows.
It's crazy.
What is that one? So when you say African Americans that were Republicans, so by back then, it grew all the way up until now.
Now it's because now you have a lot of those old senators. They're still sitting in the office. This is why they're trying to put caps on the senators, because a lot of them have been sitting there for like 30-some years.
Yeah.
And this was the same time period where it was really toward the end of segregation. And this is when they were getting into power, trying to still hold on to that. So a lot of them are still sitting in power. And fortunately, Biden was one of them. A lot of the rules and laws that he did, that's why a lot of African Americans don't like Biden. But you know what he did? He actually apologized about that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And that, to me, that is it a little bit too late? Yes. But he did it.
He took ownership.
Thank you. And that's what it's about. He took ownership of what he did. That's what all I wanted from Trump. Instead of saying it's that person's fault, it's the other person's fault. No, we're going to do it bigly. Nobody in history has done it other than us. Go drink some bleach. Just all the stupid stuff he says. Just all the stupid stuff. It was great listening to the town hall That they were supposed to had a debate, but they wound up having like a little town hall with the oh man, that was great. So they had separately had town halls, Trump and Biden. Biden had way more views than Trump did. I think he did well over 2.5 million views, and Trump had like 1.2. I think it finally came out to larger, but no matter what, Biden had way more views. So, and then, recently Kamala Harris and crew, or not even Kamala Harris, but a crew of hers caught COVID.
Yeah.
And she shut everything down.
Yeah.
That's smart.
She
shut it down.
She shut it down, and then she went back and she went and got herself tested, each day and everything, and each day it came back negative, and then now she's gonna go back on the trail on Monday.
Yep. Now they're going to have a debate next week, Thursday, so I can't wait to see that. I actually cannot wait to see that.
Yeah.
I want to see if Trump has humbled himself enough to be able to have a debate. Because if he does exactly what he does the first time, he's done.
Well, so you got to look at it. With Trump, when it comes to debating or when it comes to speeching, period, he feeds off the crowd. Okay. So if someone is like saying something to him out of the crowd, and then you can tell he steers away. He steers off, because he tries to. It's like if somebody say, like just like when they said,
because he's not very bright.
Just like when the crowd was like, "Put them in jail, put them," and then he was like, "Yeah, lock them up, yeah, lock them up." Then he started rambling about that, So I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be there to tell a speech. What you're gonna do in your administration, what the White House is going to look like for the next 4 years. What is your policies? What are you going to be doing?
Trump spent his whole town hall basically defending his actions instead of, like you said, what are you going to do? Because he's done so much wrong. We're trying to figure out all this other stuff first. Like, bump what you're going to do in the future. What are you going to do to fix what you've done so far? So his whole town hall was just about that. But Biden not only took the time to answer a lot of questions, he answered and said a lot more that I think should need to have been said. He did. And then even when it was over with and he still kept going, even though it was over with, just so he can make sure he can ask questions, like that shows that, he's for the people.
And I really liked how he did that, though. I really like when the young man, when he asked this question and everything, and then he was like, he addressed it, he tried. I don't know if the young man got what he wanted out of that, but Biden tried to answer that question as much as possible as he can, but it was like when he said, when Biden, when the guy said, when the, what is it, the commentary, when he said, the moderator said, did you get did you get the answer you wanted? Then he was like, yeah. And then Biden was like, well, then he went back because he did say, at first he said, well, wait, talk to me after this, and then I will talk to you even more about it, and everything. He's like, no, serious, I will talk to you, and everything. But then he still went in and tried to say something to answer his question, because if the guy felt like he didn't answer his question, so Biden was still trying to answer his question. So I was like, oh man, Trump would have been like going all around the world and everything.
All around the world.
I was like, man, but you can, we all know the difference between one from the other, and everything. So it's night and day, So.
And he's still going after the Michigan governor. He's still saying stuff. Like, dude, like the FBI is already. You know what? No, keep talking. You know what? Never. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Just keep talking. Keep talking.
That moderator that Trump's town hall. I mean, what is her name?
Oh, I gotta look that up.
Because I want to write a letter to her and thank her. Because she did not back down from him at all. She was on. I mean, she was like demanding. She was like, Like, look. She was like, no, you answered the question. You did. She was like, no, you was back. You said this back. What is it? Q and I, whatever.
Q and I.
Yeah. So and she was like, no, you said back then a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, this woman is for real. She was not letting up on him either.
But you know what? I wanna jump into Arizona right quick because I feel like this is important. One thing we gotta, I gotta go back to it. I keep pulling things up and I keep going away from it. There is a prop that we need to talk about. Prop 207. And that is for the legalization of marijuana from my Arizona smokers. So wait, I gotta talk about this. Because this is actually very important.
Okay.
All right, so Prop 207 is not perfect, but there is more good than bad. It'll reduce cannabis arrests, expunge records, make it harder to give someone a cannabis DUI, allows adults to cultivate. So as much of its shortcomings, it has a lot in it that we need to at least get started going in the right direction. So make sure when you're voting, you're saying vote yes to Prop 207. All right. I just want to make sure we said that. All right. Yes on 207. Light it up, 420.
All right. So let me tell my spill on it. Okay. Now, Prop 207.
Oh, we're having a debate right now.
So now, those reasonings, okay, I get it. It does. It will allow people to get away with certain things.
He said, "Get away." I like the way you said it.
So, well, and now, but then at the other stick of it, then you have all these people walking around the whole state smelling like smoke, just populating the whole state.
Well, Mark Kelly supports legalizing marijuana and is for Prop 207. That's part of that blue tsunami coming.
So what do y'all think out there? What do y'all think about that? Everybody got their own opinion about certain things. So what do y'all think? Let us know.
It's all about the green. 420.
420, huh?
420. Is it 420 yet? Oh, I think it passed, but it's 420 somewhere.
It's almost 620.
It's almost 620. So we're going to divide that by the numerical number and the... No.
But what's that?
No. Because I just saw this earlier. So there's that Democrat, the African-American Democrat out of Georgia. His name is Vernon Jones. Vernon Jones is the young brother. Even though he's a Democrat, he was the one that when Trump had when you announce that you're running for president or whatever, when they accepted the nominations. That's what it was. When they accepted the nominations. This young brother, even though he's a Democrat, is pro-Trump. He's put it out there. I'm voting for Trump. I'm voting Republican this year, and he's a senator. From Georgia. No, Georgia state rep. Vernon Jones. That's his name.
Oh, I heard about that.
This guy went crowd surfing.
Yeah, I heard that.
How do you go crowd surfing in the middle of a pandemic? Now, we already know that Trump has spreader campaigns. When he goes and does his little pop-ups. They're like super spreaders because nobody's there wearing any masks. Nobody's social distancing, things of that nature. But yeah, you got this African-American guy, Democrat, crowd surfing. Well, you know what? The dancing, what are those dancing guys? They're coming for him too. The dancing funeral guys. I can just hear the music now. Bro, they coming for you, bro.
He got COVID at one of Trump's rallies. Wow. See, then remember that picture that I was telling you about Biden's rallies with the four or five people in the rally, and they're spread it out and everything, and then they had Trump's rallies with all these people in together and stuff. That right there, it was like, what did he say? One, it was like, okay, you have one over here that is everything's good, right? And then over here, you have all these people who later on talking about, oh, we got 45 people at Trump's rally who got COVID, tested positive for COVID. And it happens every time. Every single time. And I was like, wow. Watch. I guarantee you, what is that? What's today?
Today's Saturday.
Saturday. So, by the...
You know, the same day that AZ and the Noah's on Icon Radio from 5 to 7?
Yes, that is true. That's very true. I heard that. I really did. I heard about that. AZ and the Noah every Saturday from 5 to 7.
Did you know Icon Radio was number one in Phoenix?
You know what? I heard that too.
Yeah, bro.
Man. Arizona doing some stuff in Arizona.
Arizona's doing a lot of things. Y'all don't understand the come up that's happening right now.
Oh man,
it's gonna be even better once we go blue. So make sure y'all go vote November 3rd. You know, I'm gonna keep tying everything in.
November 3rd, vote. Oh, speaking of voting, there is a mayor's debate.
Tim C. Oh, I heard that. Who's not coming? Was it?
It was two of them. It was
Gallegos, right?
It was the Gallego and the other person. But no, they haven't responded yet. They haven't responded for the debate.
Yeah.
But the other two have, but the other two didn't. So, but yeah, it's because they were like
shows a lot.
So they were like saying, like they said, if you haven't voted, wait until Tuesday to see who will you vote for on that, after the debate. So, but yeah, that's what they were saying.
And then you had the Maricopa County attorney debate the other day. And Julie Gungle, I think her name is. I can't say the last name. She ripped Alistair a new hole. Yeah, that's another big thing that our position that needs to be filled right now is the state's attorney, because they have a lot to do with obviously a lot of the bigger cases like Deion Johnson. They're the ones that shut down that investigation and saying that, well, basically the cops are in the right, and just doing a lot of hiding. Well, that position, Alistair Adele, we coming for you, coming for your seat.
So that's okay. So, Allison Odell?
Alistair Adele.
Alistair Adele. Okay. And that's Phoenix, right?
Phoenix, yeah. For Maricopa County.
Yeah, okay. No wonder. I was like, because a lot of that stuff is not. I'm getting this whole voting thing, when it comes to the ballots and stuff like that. Because in certain cities, there's certain people that are not on your ballot because you're not in that district.
Right, yeah, and if you're not in Maricopa, you're obviously not going to know about that one. But if you're in Maricopa, Julie Gungle, and also Sarah Tyree, which is another runner for Senate. There was like a list of all, like at least a lot of the African Americans here that was running. So, you got your Tim C running for mayor.
Tim C.
We need Tim C. And it goes back to like if you're not wanting to show up for a debate, because I posted it, now I can't find it because I want to talk more about it. But my thing is, just like with the president, like we need these debates. It's already in COVID season. There's already a lot that we can't see. So it's like we need to see why we need to vote for you and why we shouldn't vote for you. We need these debates.
Right.
So you're talking about you're not going to show up to a debate right now? Like, hold up, bro.
Well, is it because they feel like they're little peasants and they
probably feel like they're gonna win already, and they don't need to go because they got all the votes. But people like Tim C gonna come through and take that. That.
That's right. Make it happen, Tim.
And he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people trying to feel like, well, what is he doing? What does he do for the community? You know, I know him as one of my fraternity brothers. So I know what he's done for the community as far as reaching out all the different schools that he has, that he donates to, and just all about the community. I mean, he's been traveling as far as our organization all over the United States, pushing for our organization, you know, making sure everything is, because he's our grand master for our Masonic organization.
Right.
So he has done a lot in that aspect for Arizona, and for what he has done for us, for him to bring that to the city of Phoenix, we'll just see exactly what he's been doing the last 20 or so years that he's been here in Phoenix. Like, a lot of people remember him from his club days, like club Tim C's on Central, stuff like that.
Central and Thomas.
Before he had the club, you know, everybody knew about them red parties, the whiteout parties, chocolate parties. Like, when I first moved to this state, man, like, you had suited and booted, man. Them Tim C parties was on the chain.
What is that? That white party he used to do.
No, he had a couple. You had the chocolate party, you had the red party, you had the whiteout party.
Yeah, that was off the chain.
Yeah, people don't remember. You know what I'm saying? No, we had some statements here. Hold on. Because you had asked a question earlier. This regard, you're not a smoker. Wait, hold on. If you're not a smoker, you don't have chronic illness where you have to smoke. That is not a topic to comment on. What are we talking about smoking? Wait, what?
Huh?
I'm trying to figure out what they said about smoking. All I know is Prop 207. Let's get it.
What?
What? It'd be like that sometimes, bro.
What?
It'd be like that sometimes. You know, people want to say stuff, trying to decipher through it.
Oh my gosh.
All I know is Prop 207. What you gonna do about it? Vote for it.
Just go vote.
Period. No matter what you're voting for, who you're voting for, because we need to. This is your power. This is your power. This is your voice. Let it be heard. Because people want to, well, how come we got this person? How come we can't have a better person? Well, that was your fault for not voting for who you actually wanted at the time. It's bigger than just the president election and vice president. Or, you know, those, you got your local cities. You know, you got your mayors, you got your city councils, you got your city reps, state reps, and you know, you got your judges. Oh man, your judges. You got to see who's sitting in these seats, because like if something happens and you go to trial, guess what? Well, that's who you voted for.
You know what? Speaking of those judges. Now, when I was going through all them judges, it looked like a whole lot of them, and I didn't want to even do it. All I was going to do was just put yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. I was going to do that, literally. Honestly, I was going to do that. But then, after a little while, I was like, you know what? No. I went ahead and started doing some research. I started researching each judge, and seeing that who they were and who appointed them. So you know how you get distracted? You know? He's a distraction, you know? No, but yeah, I was looking at him, and so I was going through it, and all the judges was on there, and I was like, okay, the majority of those judges was appointed by a Republican governor.
Yep.
Either Doug Ducey, Jan Brewer, or the other lady that was governor.
It shows you how the laws be going in this state, because you know it ain't for us. It was not made for us. We were barely allowed even to come in to vote. You know, we weren't allowed to vote till what, the 50s or 60s? Was it before that? Don't quote me. It's not that long ago.
It was before my time.
Right? It was before my time. But we're just getting to this point. So, you know, use what you got to get what you want.
And that's using what they got, right?
Yep. Your vote is your... Friday, what movie was that? You got to use what you got to get what you want.
Oh, man.
Y'all know what movie that is.
use what you got to get what you want.
You got to these days. I mean, Trump did it. Look where he at. I don't even know. Man, look, Trump did it. If Trump can do it, anybody can do it. If he can take himself to become president and take a hoe and turn her into a housewife and make her the first lady, you know what? Anything is possible.
Anything.
Anything is possible.
So this is a prime example that when you say to yourself, "Oh, I can't do it,"
think about Trump.
That's right.
Think about Melania.
That's right.
She became into power from laying on her back. No, I mean I say that.
No.
But she got a lot of great pictures online.
I don't know.
You haven't looked at them?
No.
We can now see our first lady naked online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she was a model back in the day.
Yeah, I know that.
It's not like it's not tasteful. It's very tasteful. Naked pictures.
Move on. Next subject.
Just saying. Do you want that in the White House? Or do you want someone that has some education?
You know what?
Some degrees.
You know what?
Because I think Michelle Obama set the standards of
She
what
did.
the new
Yeah.
first lady should be like.
Well, no, she did. She was a model that, some young women might, want to look up to, when it comes to that. When she, not only her though, because there were other first ladies who did some things too, with the community, with actually going out and actually doing something, setting up organizations and stuff like that, and everything.
But Michelle Obama has been the most educated.
Yeah, she actually
and
went
a black
out
woman was the most educated. I mean, you got to think of stuff like this. The most educated first lady was a black woman.
But you still at the same time, Michelle is younger than them as well, going into the White House.
True.
So she had more mobility.
And I hate the fact that a lot of more, I'll just say Republicans, couldn't wait to get Michelle out of office saying that she was ugly, she was this, she looked like a man, and we finally got beauty back in the White House when Melania, came in. The beauty is back in the White House. That just pissed me off all type of ways, because y'all would rather have someone that barely speak English, never educated, and is only here because who she's married to. What has she really done except her be best, put an initiative, and she can't even do that right. So I'm just saying, you had someone like Michelle Obama, and now we have someone like Melania Trump. And this is why I like at least Biden Harris or Dr. Biden coming back into the White House now, or, hopefully that happens on November 3rd. But if they do, we'll have more educated first lady back into the office. And I think moving forward, I think we should have more educated first ladies in the office, because now it's like that gives you like you said earlier, there has been a lot of first ladies before that has done so much in the community. You're absolutely right. But now we're setting a new standard. That new standard is education and finesse. And grace from
the fashion.
Yes. First, we got to worry about November 3rd.
That's where it starts. No, it don't start there. It starts with you setting your mindset of who you're going to vote for. And then from that point,
if you ain't figured it out, because that pissed me off too. Because when you have these debates and they say, well, this is for the undecided voters, at this point, you should be decided.
And that's the thing. You have your independent voters, you have your Republicans, you have your Democrats. Okay, you have those sections right there. But then those independent ones, the undecided ones and stuff, you right there from January to October, 10 months done went by. And all that activity done happened. And you're telling me after 10 months of all everything that done happened, you're still undecided?
Because we have people that are sitting in office like Arizona. Arizona's rep, his name is Paul Gosar. He's right now receiving backlash after he tweeted a picture of Joe Biden's son appearing to mock him, struggling with addiction. Now, this is from a representative here in Arizona. He is sitting in power right now, and he has this type of mentality where it's okay to go after someone's son who is, unfortunately in that type of position. But what else does how his views are? That's what we need to make sure. Like, who do you really have sitting in office? He's got to go. And people like what's the other guy here? City Council, Solis, or I forget the guy's name, but he's the one that's holding up a lot of stuff with the murals. There's just these certain people we have in office. It's like, you know what? It's time to go.
And I really do. This is something that, I really do appreciate Josette Knight. I really do appreciate her because
she working.
She's still on that platform.
She working
about the mural and everything. For some people,
shouts out to Josette Knight.
They would have had just be like, oh well, they said no. Okay, well, boom, let's go, let's move on. She is still working. She behind the scenes, she is still working.
We see it, we know.
Yeah,
but just know that we know, and we letting y'all know that she's still out there working for y'all. So,
and hey, let's do it. Let's do it.
So that we're in the flu season now. We're in the second wave of the coronavirus. Just make sure everybody is being safe, being careful, social distancing. The reason why I'm saying this is because this is the holiday season. This is the beginning of the holiday season. We're now in October, so we have Halloween coming up. Thanksgiving and Christmas, all the holidays that we normally have so many people over. Gatherings and all the parties. This is the year we need to stay at home. Just like the Chicago mayor, just take your ass home. Sit your ass down. But we just need to sit down this year. Granny that make the bomb sweet potato pies. We can't go over there. We can't go see Granny this year.
Well,
can't go see Granny this year.
No,
I know you want to.
No, my grandma is in heaven.
Oh, okay.
She is resting. She is finally at home. Love you, Grandma.
Yep, no sweet potato pies.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
So, do you plan on having a gathering or going to such gathering?
Not me. No. I expect to go somewhere and get something. And I'm not saying
grab a plate and leave, huh?
I'm not saying I'm gonna stay a long time, but I'll get there long enough to get my plate.
So this is how super spreaders start. See how you doing? Be like Trump with the super spreaders, just going to people's houses. I can't stay now. But I heard you was cooking something.
Right, do a pop up.
Do a pop up. Yeah, we got to stay home this year. So. Because it's like that curve. We know that this is the season that people get sick. We know this is the season for the flu. And we're still in the first outbreak. We haven't even got out of the first outbreak. They talking about the second one. We're still working on the first.
But see, and that's the thing, though. That's what brings it all to the point that why is it so high? Because the first one wasn't even done yet. So the first one is still active. And then now you have the first one and the second one combining, and so now that's why it's so high now. So I mean, like, what is it? 60-some thousand now. 69,000 U.S. new cases. So I mean, people, we gotta think safe, y'all. Come on now.
Well, one of the things that you can do, if you're a baller, you can do this. I'm not saying you got to be a baller. But did you see where they said that the AMC theater, you can rent it out for $100? Yeah. So my thing is, you trying to do that bomb date, during the COVID. Like, yeah, girl, I'm going to rent you out a movie theater.
Girl, look, this is what I'm gonna do for you.
Man, it's just gonna be us in there. We can do
Come
whatever.
on, man.
Gonna go see this movie right quick. No, but I actually think that's real dope. You know that you can rent out the movie theater right now. You know, you can get you and a small group of people together and still be able to way distance. I'm talking about $100 just to rent it out. You know, that you get a few people together. I mean, $100, I could pay for that, $100. But you get a few people together, that could be a nice evening out. You know, you can still social distance.
Right.
It's just you and your few, 10 or 20 people compared to what, hundreds or so that be sitting in there.
That can sit in there, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I mean, that's a good idea, though. I mean, if people literally did that, to have a little fun time, going to Friday night, Saturday night, whatever night you want to go, hey, hey, y'all want to go in? Y'all want to go into a movie, go see a movie? Let's go do it.
Yeah.
Hey.
In the other brighter news, when we talk about movies, did you see that Michael B. Jordan is getting ready to produce the new Static Shock
DC.
movies for DC? Yes.
Yep. DC.
Oh
Yep.
man, I can't wait for this. I think this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna open up a whole new little universe, or how they the multiverses and all the. I'm not the huge nerd, but
see, with him, he the younger cat, doing something like that for DC, and then on top of that, since he's so young with it and stuff, he can grow into it and go all the way up, and it's going to be here for a very long time. Yeah, he's going to
with Warner Brothers. Oh,
say,
goodness!
And then look at it, and his part in that though, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, I wonder what type of superhero he's gonna be. So I was like,
I don't think he's gonna play in it. He's just producing it, right?
No, he has a character in that.
Because if this does good, oh man, this is gonna be a huge franchise.
Yeah.
Because it just opens up that story of African American superheroes. There's so many of them that we just don't know about. Like I know they did real good with Black Lightning. To me, Black Lightning was great. Oh
man, I like that. They actually got 3 or 4 now. Seasons 3 and 4 now.
Yeah, I've seen all of them.
You seen all of them?
I've seen all of them.
Yeah, man, I was like, when I started watching 1, I was like, okay, and then it went all the way to 2. I was like, oh man, yeah. So when I heard 3 and 4 came out, I was like, oh heck yeah. So yeah, man, we ever talk about
right? Oh no, but man, I know it's like I had this discussion with my son the other day, because you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. I love the Power Rangers. Hey, I still watch the newest Power Ranger every Saturday morning. I've been watching Power Rangers since I was 13 years old. Look, I love the Power Rangers.
Well, okay. I was at work. Okay, I was at work and I was in the concourse and everything, and then the TVs be on and stuff like that, and Tom and Jerry was on.
Man, that's classic though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like literally when I went by there, I was like, oh man, Tom and Jerry's on.
Right? You feel like a kid again.
I was just standing there just watching it, just going.
Like you don't understand, like when I'm at home sometimes and I'm just like not watching TV, but just to have something on, I'll turn to the Cartoon Network and just let it play. Like especially during the day, you got the Tom and Jerry's, you got the Flintstones, the Jetsons, you got all that good old school cartoons. I just let it play and I'll just be, kind of like watch it, kind of like working around the house. Oh man, I love that.
But see the thing is though, you gotta look at it. These kids these days, they really don't watch cartoons like we did.
No, they watch YouTube.
Yeah, they do that YouTube thing. Before YouTube, my daughter, the youngest, she was watching like iCarly and all them other shows like that. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, okay, there's PBS, Sesame Street,
they don't want to watch no PBS.
I'm like, you got Barney, hey,
They got whole apps now. You can go to the DC app and you got Disney Plus apps and all this other stuff. Yeah. No, but the reason why I brought up the fact that I still watch Power Rangers was because we were looking at movies as well, and how you had like the Power Ranger movies. You had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. You have all these superhero movies, DC, Marvel, and how that conversation came about was because I was saying how our generation were that big generation with the cartoons and after school specials, and then the X-Men,
Right.
like the Transformers, all that He-Man. That was our generation. So now that our generation are now adults, this is what we grew up on. This is what we love. That's why you have so many of these movies out now, and they're grossing billions of dollars. That's
Yep.
they're doing so well. Nobody would have thought that these movies would have done so well, and a lot of people don't realize that we actually need to be thanking Wesley Snipes. Yes, like he looking at me like I'm crazy. A lot of people don't realize Wesley Snipes pushed for the Marvel movies because back in the day he did Blade,
Right.
and Blade is
Right.
Marvel, and that was the literally the first real Marvel movie to be made.
I like Luke. Have you seen Luke?
Luke.
Yeah. You haven't seen Luke?
Oh, you talking about that's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Luke. I like that.
You like that? Yeah. But anyway, so a lot of this came about because of Wesley Snipes and Blade. Blade did so well that they, you know what, let's see if we can make it. But I still think that they kind of like screwed him in the end of the day. Like he doesn't get the props that he really deserves. But we wouldn't have any of these Marvel universe if it wasn't for him pushing for it. So
Marvel or DC?
once again, another black person has pushed away for the economy to gross $1 billion some dollars and don't get the credit for it.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying. And they wonder why we're angry all the time. You know, it's they wonder why we're like certain ways, and because I keep thinking how, and none of us knew this when it comes to Jack Daniels, where Jack Daniel was made by yet again another black man, but the owner, slave owner, took all the credit. And what was his name? Dearest Johnson, or don't quote me on that. Dearest.
Mommy Dearest.
No, nearest. Whatever his name was the slave that actually made Jack Daniels. But it just shows you how much more that probably was made that we just don't know about. Lost to history, lost to the slave owners. We've done so much. Just like you had the movie Hidden Figures. If it wasn't for African Americans, black people, then they wouldn't have been able to go to the moon. There's just so much. Street signs, lights, the Super Soakers. Back in the 90s, the Super Soakers was invented by a black man. He just sued to get all his money. Like, he just got all his, whatever, $1 billion. He got a lot of money. Whatever he got a lot of money.
Uncle Nearest.
Uncle Nearest, yeah. So, and I still have yet to try his, because I guess they made like another brand of it.
Uncle Nearest honors slave who taught Jack Daniel to make whiskey.
But I like the fact that they incorporated it into the history. So you know how like they got the you go see how it's all made, and you go to the factory, and now they have him as a part of it, and he's a display in it. So I like that they took that ownership.
Yeah.
And accepted into the ranks, even though they messed up. But they had no. I think it's because they literally had no choice.
Yeah.
They had no choice. But I'm glad that they did it.
Because they have a winery back north, back there, and it's like a field and stuff like that, and they go out there and they pick their grapes and all that stuff up and everything, and go in their factory and make their wine and all that stuff. But yeah, they have one out there and everything. You can go take a tour and stuff around there.
Where?
It's back north.
Here? What is this, for wine? You know what? That'd be a good place to take a bomb date. Ladies, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Once again, his name is Larvell S. Witt. Don't forget.
Man, I ain't never done no wine tasting. I ain't never done that. Go to no winery. Go to the wine country. I want to do some stuff like that. I want to be all civilized and refined. Go on refined dates, not just go, like everybody else does. Go to the skating rink, go to the movies.
Go to the rink?
Go to the rink.
Go to the rink.
Man, Joe, I'm from Chicago. Man, Joe, skating back in the day, whoo, boy, we lived at the skating rink.
Dude, why your boy getting beat up all the time now?
Who are you talking about?
R. Kelly.
Man, look.
Why is he getting beat up?
Didn't he just get attacked again in prison?
They putting it on him. They like, dude, we ain't done yet.
In the end of the day, nobody likes child molesters.
Well, I get that.
So, I mean, I get the situation. But, hey, I still love me some Kels, man. Even though I had some run-ins with Kels back in the day, I still remember you getting, boy, bro. I remember when you did that. That's okay though, You sit in jail now, unfortunately, but back in the day, woo, boy. Look. So there was this one time, right, and I was going to the movie theater. So I lived in the same area that R. Kelly was living at, because he was in Olympia Fields, Illinois at the time. And I lived like literally on the same street, but just a little bit further down the street. And so I'm going to the movie theater one day, and I got this little honey with me, and we pull up at the movie theater. I'm going in. Next thing you know, I seen this long, stretched out black Mercedes just pull up, and hops out two bad females, right? I'm talking about bad. Next thing you know, R. Kelly hop out the other side and come meet him. On the other side, the two ladies got on the other side. He got out in the, let's say they got on the left side, he got on the right side and walked around the car. So now he's literally standing in front of me, walking into the movie theater. So he's got a female on each arm. Bad. And I got mine with me. But my thing is, the reason why I was mad at that situation is because the date that was with me, maybe, I ain't no R. Kelly.
Right?
I ain't no R. Kelly, but she all ooh, it's R. Kelly, I'm sitting there like, what the, and I got loud so he could hear me. Like, I don't care if R. Kelly in front of me, you here with me. I don't care. Oh man, I forgot all about that.
Oh my gosh, man. And I was
mad too.
There's no
care.
reason. There's no reason.
I don't care if he's standing there in front of me, googling over him.
What? She all googly eyed it up.
And she wasn't hiding him. She was trying to get his attention.
Wow. Boy. So that says something about your game now.
I guess so, because man, it wasn't tight. No, R. Kelly was gonna take it that night. Hey, what did R. Kelly say? Don't bring your girl to the club. Don't take your girl to the movie theater either.
Oh man,
she gonna try to leave you for R. Kelly.
Oh man.
Oh my God. But man, we used to see R. Kelly do all type of crazy stuff back in the neighborhood. Like we had like the little Markham, the rec center that we used to go to. He used to always be over there hooping and playing ball. But he always had these young girls with him. It was always some little young girl. Always. Like one time we was sitting outside of McDonald's, and I was inside of McDonald's, and him, I'm not gonna say any names, but he was with another artist, Chicago artist. And they were both sitting outside, in matching Bentleys, just two different colors. And got some young girl like kind of bent over both the cars, just talking in between them, and there was some old guy standing at the door, he was old. He was just, talking like, oh, look at that. Yeah, that's why he in trouble now. And he was getting mad, like, talking, that little young girl don't need to be over there. And it's like, the more he's talking, the more he's getting pissed off, right? Next thing you know, he just started yelling, hey, girl, get your from over there. And it's like, but we need more of that. That's what we need more of. It's like, look, like we know what he's into, what he does, and what he's doing. But for it to take that long, and for where he's at now, it's like you had all type of time to stop. So he kind of did it to himself. But
yeah, he did.
Still love R. Kelly. I'm sorry if R. Kelly come on. I'm bumping me some R. Kelly. I'm bumping me some Kels.
That's one thing about it. He's a genius when it comes to the music. Hey, hey, give props where props due. He's a genius. I like that. Him and when they're together, Ron Isley.
Oh man, those are some classics.
Come on. Yep.
Kels and Ron Isley. Man, I'm finna bump down the way home now. Shoot. Then you had that one banger with Kelly Price.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
Kelly. Yep. Man, time is
But
just
before we get out, I know we got
Man.
5 minutes, but I just wanted to
Oh,
say one thing going back to politics before we get up out of here.
Uh-huh.
How Kayleigh McEnany, the press secretary for the White House, they suspended her Twitter account.
Yes, I heard that. Yes.
Goes back to the fact checking and stuff. It's
Uh-huh.
like I hate how like because you don't see this happen to the Democrats. You know that's the thing. You don't, but you got key people in office and in power that keeps getting messed up because of Trump. What Trump said, and she has to sit here and defend what Trump says, and then gets in trouble for defending what Trump says. You can't make this stuff up, bro.
You know.
You can't make this stuff up.
I mean, that's what it say. That's what it happened. I mean, not just them though. You have pretty much majority of the GOP. You know, they was like.
But a lot of them are jumping. Have
check.
you noticed a lot of them are jumping ship? And the one of them that is jumping ship is Mitch McConnell. If you notice, he's starting to back up a little bit.
He said, "I'm not going to the White House. I'm not
right.
listening to Trump. I'm
Right.
not doing." Yeah.
Yeah, he's pulling back. Like, and then now Trump and Mitch McConnell starting to beef over like the stimulus package and stuff. Like,
because Trump told him, he said, because when they put out that price, at first it was 500 billion. It was 500 billion and everything, and then that's when Trump told Mitch.
I thought it was like 2.3 trillion.
No, the Democrats had wanted 2.4 trillion.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Mitch was like, no, they set it to 1.8 trillion.
Right.
But then just recently, Mitch was like, we're going to do 500 billion. Okay. And then he was supposed to go vote on that. But then now, just recently, he changed the price to 300 billion. And he just wanted the paycheck protection program.
Yeah.
Just that one.
It's going to leave out a lot of stuff.
Leave out a whole lot of stuff. And so, and that's when he was like saying that he's not listening to Trump. He don't care what Trump is saying and all that stuff like that. This is what they're gonna vote on right here. I was like, wow. So yeah, they're not trying to listen to him no more. They're
No.
not.
They're done. They're slowly starting to leave. So,
well, you gotta look at it because by them doing that,
they know he's getting ready to lose.
right? But see, and that's dragging them down, and they're saying that they're in a trouble because of that. So now, when it comes to the ratings, I mean the polls and stuff like that, and they're saying that, oh man, my opponent is gaining traction on me now. And stuff like that. And so now they're seeing how people are reacting to what Trump does and what the whole GOP does and what the Republican Senate does and all that stuff. So they're seeing that now, and they're like, oh man, no. So everybody's pretty much flooding the Democrats now.
I forgot who that general is. One of Trump's top generals at the time. I forget his position, but even he's now coming out saying that.
Barr?
Huh?
The Attorney General?
No, not Attorney General, like the Army guy, the actual general. I forget his position. Don't quote me, but even he came out and said that Trump is evil, Trump a liar, he's not good for America.
Right.
Now, I was one of the top generals.
Yeah.
Now you got one of the top generals saying that we need to be thinking about something.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's about it. You're gonna come back because Trump gonna do something within this week.
Oh yeah, he gonna do something today. Yeah.
So it's coming. But thanks for tuning in, AZ in the Know on Icon Radio. Make sure y'all tune in next week, same time, between hours 5 to 7, only on Icon Radio. Make sure you download the app and tune in. You can make sure you catch us on the YouTube channel, AZ in the Know. Make sure you tune in.